What if I told you that the way you've been sleeping for decades could be silently stealing precious blood flow from your brain every single night? Picture this. Millions of people over 60 lay their heads down each evening, trusting that rest will restore them, never knowing that their chosen position might be setting the stage for something far more serious than a stiff neck or sore back. Here's the uncomfortable truth that most doctors won't discuss openly. As we age, our bodies become more vulnerable in ways we never expected, and the very habits we've relied on for comfort and security can quietly work against us. That familiar sleeping position you've preferred for years, the one that feels like home, might actually be compressing vital pathways that your brain desperately needs to stay healthy and alert. Today, I'm going to share what I've discovered in my years as a brain doctor, revelations that have genuinely shocked me about how our nightly rest can either protect us or put us at risk. You'll learn simple changes that can transform your sleep from a hidden danger into your most powerful ally for brain health. Number 1. The hidden dangers in how you sleep. Margaret had been curled up in the same position every night for 40 years. The fetal position felt safe, protective, like being wrapped in her mother's arms. But when she woke up with tingling fingers and a dizzy spell that nearly sent her tumbling down the stairs, she never connected it to something as innocent as sleep. That morning changed everything when her doctor explained what was really happening during those 8 hours of rest. When you sleep on the same side night after night, your body weight becomes a silent enemy. Your carotid artery, the lifeline that carries oxygen-rich blood to your brain, gets compressed against your pillow. Imagine a garden hose with someone stepping on it. The water still tries to flow, but it's restricted, weakened. Your brain, desperate for oxygen, starts sending distress signals. That numbness in your arm isn't just sleeping on it wrong. Those morning headaches aren't just getting older. Your body is crying out for help. The fetal position might feel comforting, but it's creating a prison for your lungs. Curled up tight, your chest can't expand fully. Your ribs press inward, your diaphragm struggles, and with each breath, less oxygen reaches your bloodstream. Less oxygen means your brain begins to starve, slowly, silently, night after night. That foggy feeling when you wake up, that struggle to think clearly in those first precious morning hours, it's not just age. It's your brain running on empty. Sleeping on your stomach turns your neck into a twisted rope. Hour after hour, your head cranked to one side, your vertebrae grinding against each other, cutting off the delicate pathways that feed your brain. Meanwhile, your chest bears the full weight of your body, making every breath a battle. And sleeping on your back without proper support, your neck tilts backward, pinching the very vessels at the base of your skull that your brain depends on. Here's what you can do starting tonight. Alternate your sleeping sides, but favor your left side when possible. It helps your heart pump more efficiently and keeps pressure off major blood vessels. Use a pillow between your knees to keep your spine aligned. Choose a pillow that supports your neck's natural curve, not too high, not too flat. Keep your face uncovered, breathing fresh air instead of the stale carbon dioxide trapped under blankets. If you sleep in a recliner, elevate your feet to prevent blood from pooling in your legs. Your sleep should restore you, not endanger you, and now you hold the power to make that difference. Number 2, transforming your sleep into healing time. The revelation hit Thomas like lightning when he realized his bedroom had become a medical battleground. For months, he'd been waking up gasping, confused, his wife shaking him gently because he'd stopped breathing in his sleep. The blanket pulled over his head, the old sagging mattress, the single flat pillow he'd used since college. Everything he thought was giving him comfort was slowly stealing his life away. Your bedroom should be your sanctuary, but for millions of people over 60, it's become a place where the brain fights for survival. When you sleep with your head covered, even partially, you're creating a carbon dioxide trap. Each exhale adds poison to the air you'll breathe back in. Your brain, already working harder as you age, begins to suffocate. That morning confusion, those splitting headaches, the feeling like you're swimming through fog, these aren't just signs of getting older. They're warning signals that your brain is being starved of the oxygen it desperately needs. The way you position your body in bed determines whether your blood flows freely or struggles through compressed pathways. Think of your circulatory system like a river system feeding a vital city. When you sleep with poor alignment, you're essentially building dams and roadblocks. Your heart works overtime, pumping against resistance. Your brain receives less of the nourishing blood it needs to repair itself during those crucial nighttime hours. Here's how to transform your sleep from a nightly struggle into genuine restoration. Start with your pillow. It should cradle your neck's natural curve, keeping your head aligned with your spine. Imagine a straight line running from the top of your head down through your body. That's your goal. If you sleep on your side, place a pillow between your knees to prevent your spine from twisting. Keep your bedroom cool and well ventilated. Use lightweight, breathable blankets that don't trap carbon dioxide around your face. Practice deep breathing before bed. Place one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Breathe so that only the lower hand moves. This trains your diaphragm and increases the oxygen flow to your brain. If you must sleep elevated due to acid reflux or breathing issues, use a wedge pillow instead of stacking regular pillows, which can kink your neck and restrict blood flow. Tonight, you can begin the journey from survival sleep to healing sleep, and your brain will thank you for it. Number 3, the dangerous first hour of your day. Robert always prided himself on being a quick starter. Up at dawn, feet on the floor, straight to the coffee pot. But that Tuesday morning when he stood up and the room spun like a carnival ride, when he grabbed the dresser to keep from falling, he learned that his morning routine had become a loaded gun pointed at his own brain. Those first moments after waking are when your body is most vulnerable. During sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops, your heart rate slows, and your circulation adjusts to hours of horizontal rest. When you suddenly leap from bed, you're demanding that your cardiovascular system perform an instant miracle. Your heart must quickly pump blood upward against gravity to feed your brain, but the adjustment takes time. In those crucial seconds, your brain can be left gasping for oxygen, leading to dizziness, falls, and even silent strokes that damage your thinking without you knowing it. Then there are the habits that seem so innocent but multiply the danger. Holding your urine puts tremendous pressure on your cardiovascular system. Your blood pressure spikes as your body fights the discomfort, straining arteries that may already be fragile. That morning coffee on an empty stomach becomes a cardiac stimulant, making your heart race while simultaneously constricting blood vessels. Your brain gets caught in the crossfire of increased demand and decreased supply. Skipping water after 8 hours of sleep leaves your blood thick and sluggish, like trying to pump honey through narrow pipes. Adding salt-laden breakfast foods like processed cheese or instant oatmeal dumps sodium into your already struggling system, causing your blood vessels to clamp down even tighter. Your brain, desperate for oxygen and nutrients, begins sending subtle distress signals. That slight dizziness, the momentary confusion, the brief slurring of words, these aren't just random senior moments. They're mini strokes, tiny brain injuries that add up over time. Here's how to make your mornings safe and restorative. Before you even sit up, take 3 deep breaths and gently move your arms and legs. Sit on the edge of your bed for 30 seconds before standing. Keep a glass of water beside your bed and drink it immediately upon waking to start rehydrating your blood. Use the bathroom without delay to relieve cardiovascular pressure. Wait at least 30 minutes after waking before having coffee and always eat something first. Choose a breakfast with natural foods, fresh fruit, oatmeal without added salt, or eggs with vegetables. Pay attention to subtle symptoms like brief dizziness, momentary confusion, or slight speech changes. These could be transient ischemic attacks, mini strokes that require immediate medical attention. Your morning routine should energize you, not endanger you, and these simple changes can transform those risky first moments into a foundation for a healthier day. Number 4, when exercise becomes the enemy. Patricia had always been active, the kind of woman who wouldn't let age slow her down. At 72, she was doing planks, crunches, and yoga headstands, pushing herself like she was still 30. The stroke came without warning during what she thought was a harmless workout. One moment she was holding a plank, concentrating on her form, holding her breath with determination. The next moment, she was on the floor, her left side refusing to respond to her desperate commands. Exercise should be medicine for the aging body, but the wrong kind of movement can become poison. As we age, our blood vessels become less flexible, like old rubber hoses that can crack under sudden pressure. Our hearts work harder to maintain circulation, and our brains become more sensitive to changes in blood flow. What once made us stronger can now trigger the very health crises we're trying to prevent. Fast, jerky movements, especially involving the neck, can compress the vertebral arteries that feed the brain stem. One sudden twist, one quick rotation, and blood flow can be interrupted just long enough to cause dizziness, vision problems, or even a stroke. Intense abdominal exercises that make you hold your breath create dangerous pressure changes inside your chest, forcing your heart to work against resistance while simultaneously cutting off fresh oxygen. Your brain, caught between decreased supply and increased demand, begins to falter. Yoga inversions that seemed so beneficial in your younger years now flood your brain with blood it may not be able to handle. The delicate vessels inside your skull, already dealing with age-related changes, can rupture or leak under the sudden pressure increase. Vigorous treadmill sessions without proper support put your heart into overdrive, while your balance struggles to keep up, creating the perfect storm for falls and cardiac events. Here's how to exercise safely and effectively. Choose slow, controlled movements that keep your head level with your heart. Water aerobics provides resistance without impact. Walking remains one of the safest cardiovascular exercises, but start slowly and build gradually. When doing any exercise, never hold your breath. Breathe deeply and consistently, ensuring your brain gets constant oxygen. If you enjoy yoga, avoid inversions and focus on gentle stretches that improve flexibility without stressing your cardiovascular system. When strength training, use lighter weights with more repetitions rather than heavy weights that require you to strain. Always have something sturdy nearby for balance and support. Listen to your body's whispers before they become screams. Dizziness, unusual fatigue, chest discomfort, or changes in vision during exercise are signals to stop immediately and consult your doctor. Movement should add years to your life and life to your years, and the right approach makes all the difference. Number 5, when medical tests become medical risks. Alina trusted her doctor completely when he recommended the CT scan with contrast dye. At 78, she'd never questioned a medical procedure. The test was supposed to give them answers to help protect her health. But 2 days later, when she woke up confused, unable to remember her grandchildren's names, struggling to find words that had always come so easily, she discovered that sometimes the cure can be more dangerous than the condition. Medical tests are designed to save lives, but for people over 60, they can create unexpected dangers. Your aging body processes medications and contrast dyes differently than it did in your younger years. Your kidneys work slower, your liver metabolizes drugs less efficiently, and your cardiovascular system may not handle the stress of certain procedures. What doctors consider routine can become risky when your body's reserves are already stretched thin. CT scans with contrast dye can cause kidney damage and allergic reactions that trigger dangerous blood pressure swings. The dye itself can accumulate in your brain if your kidneys can't filter it out efficiently, leading to confusion and cognitive problems that may persist for weeks. Stress tests push your heart to its maximum capacity, potentially triggering the very heart problems they're meant to detect. Sedated procedures combine multiple drugs that can interact unpredictably, causing dangerous drops in blood pressure or breathing problems. MRI contrast agents containing gadolinium can build up in your brain tissue, especially if you have kidney problems. Patients report persistent brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and memory issues months after the procedure. Carotid ultrasounds, while non-invasive, sometimes lead to unnecessary surgeries on narrowed arteries. The irony is heartbreaking. The surgery to prevent stroke can actually cause one. Here's how to protect yourself while still getting necessary medical care. Before any test or procedure, ask 3 crucial questions. What exactly will this test change about my treatment? Are there safer alternatives that don't involve contrast dyes or sedation? What are the specific risks for someone my age with my health conditions? Always request a detailed explanation of what the procedure involves and what medications will be used. If you have kidney problems, ask about your eGFR levels and whether they're adequate for contrast dyes. Consider getting a second opinion, especially for procedures that seem urgent but aren't immediately life-threatening. Keep a detailed list of all medications and supplements you take, including timing and dosages. Some combinations can create dangerous interactions during medical procedures. Don't hesitate to advocate for yourself, or bring a trusted family member to appointments who can ask questions and take notes. Your medical care should protect you, not put you at additional risk, and being an informed patient is your best defense. Number 6, the cheese that's stealing your mind. Helen loved her morning routine: coffee, toast with cream cheese, and a slice of her favorite processed American cheese. She'd eaten this combination for decades, never connecting it to the gradual changes she was experiencing. The morning brain fog, the difficulty finding words, the blood pressure readings that kept climbing despite her medications. It wasn't until her mini-stroke at age 74 that she learned her beloved breakfast was slowly poisoning her brain. Cheese seems so innocent, so comforting, especially the varieties we grew up with. But modern processed cheeses have become concentrated packages of everything that damages aging blood vessels. They're loaded with sodium that causes your arteries to clamp down, saturated fats that build sticky plaques in your vessels, and chemical preservatives that trigger inflammation throughout your body. Your brain, dependent on a steady flow of clean blood through flexible vessels, begins to suffocate under this daily assault. Processed American cheese contains nearly 400 milligrams of sodium per slice, almost a quarter of your daily limit in one small square. That sodium doesn't just raise your blood pressure temporarily. It makes your artery walls thick and stiff, like old pipes that can crack under pressure. Cream cheese, despite its smooth texture, is essentially fat with a little protein mixed in. It offers almost no nutritional benefit, while contributing to the plaque buildup that narrows the very vessels your brain depends on. Blue cheeses contain tyramine, a compound that can cause dangerous blood pressure spikes, especially if you take certain medications for depression or Parkinson's disease. The combination can trigger a hypertensive crisis that damages your brain's delicate blood vessels in minutes. Even seemingly healthy cheese spreads often contain more sodium and additives than their processed cousins. Here's how to transform your relationship with cheese from dangerous to beneficial. Replace processed varieties with fresh, minimally processed options. Cottage cheese provides protein and probiotics that actually support brain health. Ricotta offers calcium and protein with much less sodium. Fresh mozzarella gives you satisfying flavor without the chemical additives. Goat cheese contains medium-chain triglycerides that your brain can use for fuel, potentially protecting against cognitive decline. When you do choose regular cheese, select aged varieties like Parmesan, which offer more flavor so you use less, and contain beneficial bacteria that support overall health. Read labels carefully. Aim for cheeses with less than 200 milligrams of sodium per serving and avoid anything with long lists of chemical additives. Use cheese as a flavoring accent rather than a main ingredient. A small sprinkle of real Parmesan on your vegetables provides more satisfaction than a thick slice of processed cheese on white bread. Your food should nourish your brain, not starve it, and making these simple swaps can literally change the course of your cognitive future. Number 7. 6 simple ways to save your brain every day. Maria's transformation began with just 60 seconds. After her frightening episode of dizziness that left her clinging to the kitchen counter, she was desperate for something, anything, that might help. Her doctor had given her medications and warnings, but she wanted to take action herself. These 6 simple practices, each taking less than a minute, became her daily insurance policy against stroke and cognitive decline. The power of small, consistent actions can't be overstated, especially when it comes to brain health. Your circulation system is like a river that needs to keep flowing smoothly. Just as a river can be redirected with small changes over time, your blood flow can be dramatically improved with tiny daily interventions. The beauty of these practices is their simplicity. No expensive equipment, no complicated routines, just gentle movements that work with your body's natural healing abilities. Start with sleep position awareness. When you lie down each night, choose your left side when possible. This position allows your heart to pump more efficiently and reduces pressure on the large vein that returns blood from your body back to your heart. Your brain gets better circulation, and your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Place a pillow between your knees to keep your spine aligned and prevent the twisting that can compress blood vessels. The wall posture practice takes 30 seconds and retrains your entire body. Stand with your back against a wall, feet about 4 inches away from the base. Let your shoulders, head, and buttocks touch the wall naturally. This position shows you what proper alignment feels like and helps counteract the forward head posture that compresses the blood vessels in your neck. Do this once in the morning and once in the evening. Leg elevation is your secret weapon against blood pooling and clot formation. Lie on your bed or couch and prop your legs up higher than your heart for just 2 minutes. This helps blood return from your extremities back to your heart and brain, reducing swelling and improving overall circulation. It's particularly powerful if you spend a lot of time sitting. Deep abdominal breathing activates your body's relaxation response and lowers blood pressure immediately. Place one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Breathe so that only the bottom hand moves. 5 slow, deep breaths can reduce your blood pressure by 10 points or more, giving your brain's blood vessels a chance to relax and expand. The legs up the wall pose combines the benefits of leg elevation with gentle inversion. Lie on your back near a wall and extend your legs up against it. Stay here for 2 to 5 minutes while breathing deeply. This practice helps reverse the effects of gravity on your circulation and is particularly helpful before bedtime. These practices work because they address the root causes of poor brain circulation: gravity, poor posture, shallow breathing, and blood pooling. Your brain will begin to receive better blood flow within days, and the benefits accumulate over time, creating a foundation of protection that grows stronger with each passing week. Tonight, when you lay your head down on your pillow, you'll do so with knowledge that could save your life. What we've shared today isn't just medical advice. It's a roadmap back to the restorative sleep your brain desperately needs and deserves. Think about Margaret, curled up in that fetal position for 40 years, never knowing she was slowly starving her brain of oxygen. Think about Thomas, breathing stale air under his blankets, waking up confused and gasping. Think about Patricia, pushing herself through exercises that were actually pushing her towards stroke. They all believed they were doing the right things for their health. Now you know better. The beautiful truth is that small changes create profound transformations. Switching to your left side, keeping your face uncovered, taking 30 seconds to sit up slowly in the morning. These aren't complicated medical procedures. They're gentle acts of self-care that honor the wisdom your body has earned through decades of living. Your brain has carried you through every joy, every challenge, every precious memory of your life. It deserves protection, not just from obvious dangers, but from the hidden risks that lurk in our most innocent daily habits. You now have the power to give it that protection. Every night can become a healing opportunity instead of a silent threat. Every morning can energize you instead of endangering you. Every medical decision can be made with informed confidence instead of blind trust. Which of these revelations surprised you the most today? What change will you make first tonight? If this information could help someone you care about sleep safer and live healthier, please share it with them. Your comment about which tip resonated most with you helps other viewers know they're not alone in their concerns. Next week, we'll explore the surprising connection between what you eat for dinner and your brain's ability to repair itself overnight. Until then, sleep well and sleep safely.